Hi, everybody. Mitch Tanabama here. Thanks for joining me today. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about privacy, in particular on an Android phone, and to reduce a little bit the data that Google collects about you. So there's a set of settings that are buried pretty deep, as you'll see as I go through the screenshots here. But you can get to them. What it does is it turns off the different aspects of ad personalization. Now, if you like personalized ads and you like Google selling your data, then you're done with this video and you just shut it off and ignore it. But if you're like a lot of people and you're not really fond of Google and all of this so-called personalization, tracking of what you're doing, what apps you're using, what you're doing in the apps, then you'll probably want to listen to the rest of the video and then run out right away and disable these features, which are on by default. So the way you start, you get here is on your Android phone, you pull down the curtain and you'll click on the gear icon for settings. And when you go to settings, then the very first thing that you'll do is click on your name that's up there near the top. And that's going to take you to the Google services page. And as you can see, there are recommended services, the ones that make Google money, and the rest of the services. And of course, it defaults to the recommended services. So you're going to go choose the other option, right? Whatever it is that they recommend, you're probably going to go for the other option. So you're going to click on all services, and that's going to take you to this screen. And when you get on this screen, of course, you don't see anything about ads. You must scroll down to the bottom because there's no reason why they'd show you something that is going to impact your revenue negatively, except when they have to. So you'll scroll down and you get to this button under privacy and security, and you will click on ads. Once you click on ads, it'll take you to this screen. Now we're getting closer here, but we're already 5 levels deep. So, you understand why this is not easy to find. So what you're going to do here is you have 3 subscreens: add topics, app suggested ads, and add measurement. And notice that they don't give you a button here to turn that off because they want to have one last shot at convincing you not to turn it off. Because remember, a depersonalized ad, just a random ad that they're showing, maybe they're showing me pictures of diapers or something, is not going to make them a lot of money because I don't have any little kids. But if they know I have a newborn, then showing me diaper ads or formula ads or whatever probably will make them a lot more money. So we're going to start by clicking on add topics. We're going to do this one at a time. They give you some screens here, and they're going to tell you why it is you should not turn this off. So it's based on they're tracking which apps you're using and for how long. And you can block some topics later in different places, but of course you can't block just topics here. But if you don't want Google to do that bit of tracking, then you're going to go off and click on this. It defaults on. You're going to change it to off. The on is blue, the off is gray. Then you're going to go back to the previous screen, and then you're going to click on app suggested ads. And this is where the app that you use can use that data. Now, they doesn't give them the raw data, but it just says, the app says, give me an ad that meets the criteria that they think is appropriate for you. So if you don't want the apps doing that, then click on this again. Again, it defaults to on, and you likely want to turn it off. And finally, the last option here, and know that we've been doing this for 4 minutes, and I've been moving pretty quickly. So you can imagine that the vast majority of the users will never, ever, 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 ever find this, which is exactly what Google wants to have happen. And that's ad measurement, and that's where apps and advertisers can actually ask for information from Android that helps them measure the performance of the ads that Android is showing them. So, it does say that ad data is deleted regularly. It doesn't say when regularly it means. Regularly could mean once a month or once a year. I don't know what it is, and it may depend. But again, this is on by default. So assuming that you're not a big fan of Google tracking you, this would be the time to turn that off. So you got, in this particular section of privacy, you've got these 3 different options. They're buried 5 levels down to make sure you can't find them unless you watch a video like this. And, that's how Google makes a lot of money. That's why, the founders of Google are billionaires. So with that, if you have questions, reach out to us. Otherwise, do what you want with this. We recommend that you turn off all this tracking stuff. But if you like it, you can leave it on. And thanks for listening. Until next time.